Hello, I am the 1B, and this is Legends, a series about Scribe, a adventurer that travels with his green cloak, a spear, 4 colorful fairies, and his journal to record his adventures. This is legend number 1, the Legends Keepers. This painting is called In the Beginning. And tonight we're going to work on this guy here. We're going to recolor him from green because I didn't want to take away from Scribe's green. And we're going to work on him a little bit. And I want to get the mounts for these up. So that's what we're working on tonight. So let's see, what does this do? Let's see, we need Scrim the Uncrushable. Has a nice shirt. That's his outline. Scrim's lips are dark green, I can handle that. That's his teeth, his tongue. Dark mouth, screen green. Screen green. It's going to be changed. We're going to change him to a gray or green. So we're going to pick him. Let's grab a brush. And let's go to something like that. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. Let's see how he stands out. So I'm realizing that this mug is kind of out far. Not sure how I'm going to deal with that just yet. Because it's even almost kind of overlapping the lip of it. I should have did it on a separate layer. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go in and work on that a little bit. It's alright though. So yeah, the whole reason we're going with a gray is because we wanted to go, I was looking at the well, first of all, I wanted to take his green away because even though he is an orc, all orcs don't have to be green, but the green was taking away from Scribe, which he's kind of the focal point. While there might be other things going on in the image, I kind of want him to be the main focus. Well, I mean, it's the story, right? But he's the main character, so I didn't want to be detracting from him because it was just. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna go like this. And we can just use the hard-edged eraser to erase I think I'm going to do a different gray even. I might even add a little color to this just to bring it out a little bit. Differentiate, because he still looks. It's alright, I can go over the eyes again. I'll just put them on a different layer. So we're just going to do that anyway. Alright, I think we're okay here. So then we got to switch to the eraser. We're going to switch to the hard brush, or the hard eraser. Excuse me. So there's a, his body should come down this way a little bit. So I'll have to get to that. This laptop just a little bit so I can see. I'll probably keep my stream short. I'm trying to get on a better sleep schedule. The biggest thing is this week is I have I'm hanging out with my niece and nephew tomorrow during the day, so I probably won't be able to get a day stream in. And then on Thursday, I'm taking my friend to get his surgery. He's getting his back surgery. And I'll take him home. And I'll probably hang out with him during the day for a while. Just in case he needs anything. Until his fiance gets home. Just in case, yeah, like I said, just in case he needs anything. So that's what I'll be doing Thursday. So I might do a Thursday night stream depending on what time I get home. I don't know what time she gets home from school. I think she's got a long day of school. So tomorrow, for sure, there may not be a stream. I might stream tomorrow night. We'll see. Because I do have to start. Well, I don't know. He doesn't know what time his the surgery is. Because I guess there's something where if you're a diabetic, that you need to get your surgery done in the morning earlier, because I think you have to fast, right? And so that kind of messes with your, I guess just messes with you, and so those ones have to be done first in the morning. And well, then he can go. So as of right now, he's listed for number 1, but that could change by item. What day is today? Oh, it's going to be Tuesday. But so Wednesday, when he gets the phone call to tell him what day or what time. I am hoping that it's a little later, not like 7 in the morning. If it is, no problem, but the later in the day it is, the better for me, because I sleep I usually sleep later into the day, so shouldn't be an issue, just because I'm used to having to be up at whatever time. And I'm actually hoping that if I don't sleep well that Wednesday night, that Tuesday will kind of reset my schedule. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now with the schedule for this week. There's also I'm also looking into some work, like a job. One of the printing places over here is hiring. And so I was thinking about maybe applying there, and that's purely I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that or not. Like I said, my family needs my help a lot, and I don't know how that'll work with work and how streaming will work and all that. But I do want to keep doing art, and I need to, but there are some things that I'd like to take care of, and money will help take care of those things. A couple things are like my car needs some servicing, and even though my car runs fine, I'd like to stay on top of that, and it's been I got a list piling up on that. So, and then I might be able to maybe another income in the house will help. I know to help get some things paid off, and also I think there's an opportunity there for me to, let's get this a little more green. There's an opportunity for me to, if I'm working, to allow to help take down some of our bills, to allow my parents to spend more time with the kids rather than me, which, I mean, I love hanging out with the kids, but they would like to spend more time with the kids, and I am, 30, and I'd like to work, and working at a print shop is the type of work that I like to do is something to kind of let my mind be free. So kind of like a just simple work. I don't mind how much I get paid, really. Benefits would be nice. This place has been advertising for workers for a while, and they're also been advertising for a supervisor for a while. I don't think that, I mean, I guess I could be a supervisor. I do have a business management degree, but I tend to like to do an approach where I learn about what's going on before I jump into a leadership role, because I feel like that comes more naturally to me, to like learn the aspects of a job, and then I can be like, oh yeah, like we can do this better, we can do this better. But I can only do that once I understand the job. But I understand there's a method of faking it until you fake it till you make it. Also a method of companies liking to hire without outside of the company when they're hiring for management and leadership roles. And I think that I'm not a big fan of the thought of that, just because a lot of times people come in with like their philosophy of leading, and I think that the way that you should be a manager is very dependent on the way that your team works and the way that your team functions and the people that are in your team. So yeah, that's something that I'm thinking about right now, is applying for this job. My resume is pretty much ready to go. It's just there's a couple of changes that I'd like to make. My mom works in downtown, and she gets a lot of like business types coming into her job. She works in a bread place, and basically a lot of people stop in there and buy food and stuff before or after work or on lunch or whatever. And the idea is she's like right next to like all the big businesses in Seattle. And there was somebody that came in that was hiring, was like talking about not looking at certain aspects of a resume, and that they get so many that they just can't look at everything, and that they really a lot of times only look at the first lines of the resume. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to flip my resume, and I'm going to put references, and I mean the references are already on the bottom, but I'm going to put my employment and employment history and community service history at the bottom, and put my skills and stuff in the top, like skills and probably some accomplishment stuff. And that's just because I'm giving them like kind of the things, like of course my name will be at the top too. But yeah, that's my idea, is kind of sweeping it. I also have a couple of things that I have to fill in to adjust to make it more for that company in that position. So, and that's my thought. And because summer's coming up, and if I can get into a position now, that sets me up, because the kids are not in school. So that means a lot of the reasons that I watch the kids during the week is because my aunt has her own kids in school, and they have activities that she has to participate in, and that makes it so like a lot of times the kids are just well, we don't want to have to make her sacrifice time with her kids to help us with my niece and nephew. So yeah, that's kind of thought about that. I've been thinking about that, and I don't know. Once that happens, I don't know where. Just give me a second. Taking my shoes off. Where streaming will fall in, because like art is important to me, and kind of the print shop idea is that I'll have access to being able to print stuff, because like I want to put this on canvas, and I don't think they do canvases, but there's other things that I would like to do, like maybe posters or just other materials, and also, you know, they'll just give me a better understanding of those things. And I think that position's great for networking with other business people, because a lot of businesses come in needing that type of, like, that's what we can, you know, Office Depot caters to people needing copies and things printed, and those tend to be probably like small business and business-minded folks, I would say. And even if it ends up being part-time, that's, you know, that'll probably work. And if it's full-time, then, you know, I'll do full-time work, and then I'll do art, and so that's the plan right now, or a thought. I shouldn't say it's a plan, because I'm not really sure if that's what I'm going to do, although I'm very close to doing it, leaning that way. Oh yeah, and since the summer, you know, like I said, my aunt she won't have as much activities going on. What the heck is going on here? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now with that, and I'll probably make that decision sometime. Well, I have a cavity, or not a cavity, a filling had come out of my tooth, and I've been kind of just dealing with it for a while, and I got to get that taken care of, and so I'm going to find out when that needs to be done, because I'm going to have to end up going in and getting x-rays, and then they're going to want to do that, so I want to get, like, the little things like that out of the way before I jump into a job. So let's see, I might even just do it. I'm very close to just, let's see, that's the outline. Yeah, I'm very close to just, oops. Yeah, just getting it done. And teeth are below, that's why. What happens if I do, oh, because this is lip, yeah, okay. Where is outline? Let's turn the outline off. I want to continue doing art. Like, this is what I really want to be doing, but I know that I need some extra cash, and until I can, there's definitely some things that I want to take care of, and then I know that having extra cash on hand will allow me to do some other things. Like, I know there's a bunch of online courses, art-wise, that I could be taking, that I'd like to take, and those cost, you know, a couple $100, maybe. I don't know if I would do that or not. Then there's also other little things, like having Adobe Creative Suite. There's some things that I'd like to have. Towel, lips, teeth, skin, mouth. There's some like After Effects. I'd like to deal with After Effects. I'd also like to deal with, let's see, lips. This has got something here. Lips. Let's erase this. Okay. Let's see, colors. Let's go a little darker on this. Around here. Oops, this is an eraser. And I've really enjoyed streaming, enjoyed doing it regularly. But I'd like to take it further, and I kind of want to have some things in place to be able to do that. So having a job and then maybe streaming on the side would be great. I'd also, I mean, this is one problem that I've always had is distractions at my house. Dogs barking, trains, just family. And I'd like to be able to maybe have an office or something, you know, my own place, a studio apartment or something, to where I can have that peace of mind. I can still, you know, help my family, and if they need me here, then I can stay here or whatever, but for the most part, to have a place to go of my own, I can't do that without making a substantial amount of money that I'm not making with art. And I'm making this art because I enjoy it, and I don't want to, maybe eventually I'd like to make some money from it. For now, I'm doing it to get better, and then I can start doing that. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I really think there's some I could do that, and I can move that above it, couldn't I? So what if I take scrim teeth and put it up here? Oh, right. Alright. Oops. So, I think it's kind of crucial for me to start looking for work. I think that's, I really, like I said, I'm going to keep doing art, I'm going to keep working on this, and I'm going to probably stream as much as possible while trying to do everything else. And I also know that I'm usually healthier when I have a job, just because I'm doing, like, when I was even just volunteering at the bookstore, I was like, just because I'm on my feet at the bookstore, plus I'm doing my workouts, like, I'm healthier, and I tend to eat better and get on a routine. And so just having work besides my own usually leads me to have a better lifestyle. And then if I can start making money from art down the road, then that'll be my job, and I can start relying on that to be that sense of structure, because then I would have to, it would, you know, like I said, it's a sense of what did I do to that tooth? So yeah, the more I think about it and the more I talk about it, I feel like I'm convincing myself to just do it and then put as much time into art and streaming off of work as I can. That's kind of my current thinking right now. And there's another aspect to it, I think, too, where I have, especially with like friends and family, like they're always trying to help me, and sometimes it's just like, you know, my friend offers me some work because he knows that I'm not making any money, and he's helping me out and I'm helping him out, right? And that's what friends do. But I feel like also there's kind of a point where I'm trying to work and focus on art, and I almost feel like I'm obligated to do those things just because I'm not working, and I feel like by turning someone down, they're like, well, what the are you thinking? Like, you're not working, you're not making any money. Not just even with him, just with family. Like, they're like, hey, there's a nice job, you know, like this job over here is hiring, and this job over here is hiring, and they're like always trying to be really helpful, and even though they kind of know what I'm doing, it's like they're pushing me into things that they think that are what I want, even though, I don't know, it's like they don't believe that I don't know if it's not that my art's that good, but I don't think they believe that there's a living in entrepreneurship. I think that's a thing, and I know that a lot of them, they're a lot older, a lot of them, parents and family-wise, and they're from the school of like 40-hour-a-week jobs with pensions and insurance and all these things, and just kind of living that life where you go do 9 to 5, and then you come home and you complain about your job, and you complain and complain and complain, and then you go to bed and repeat. And that's something that I've watched my parents do for a long time, and that's something that I am completely not interested in doing. However, I am willing to work, and I work hard when when I work. Like, I go to work and that's what I do. I focus on my job and doing it the best I can and learning to do it better. And but I've also felt like there's a lot of jobs that I just don't want to give myself to. Like, I don't want to give that effort to that type of job. But like this print shop thing there's an interest there, right? There's some creativity to it. There's some perks to it. And like I said, oh my goodness, that's scary. There's this idea that I see that I have where like Albert Einstein, he worked at like the patent office, and at the patent office he would hello Naito, how you doing? What you? Yeah, I was actually I think I just saw that you notification come through on my phone that. Yeah. How you doing? I'll show you what I'm working on here. I was just kind of talking about how Albert Einstein he worked at like the patent office, and it was kind of oh, thanks for the follow too. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. But it was kind of like the job was very simple, and it allowed his mind to kind of work on his theories and stuff while he was at work. And I was kind of looking for a job similar to where it doesn't take up too much of my mind, so I can kind of think of ideas and where I can go to work and not be completely focused on work, you know? It's not going to completely take over my life, so I can continue to work on art and stuff. Yeah, I'm really good. I'm just working on this. Originally this guy was a green, but I felt like he was pulling away from this guy, which this is the main character. His name is Scribe. And he's like an adventurer, and he travels around and he keeps track of his adventures in a journal. And his symbol is kind of his green cloak. He carries a spear. This is, I was playing with the design of the spear. I was kind of making it look like a pen. I think I'm going to make it more like a diamond shape here, and then have the pen come inward though. And then he travels with 4 like fairies that are kind of like orbs, kind of like the, I can't think of the fairy's name. It's like Link's fairy. It's kind of similar like that. It doesn't have wings. It's more like an orb, but I'm calling them fairies. So yeah, I was recoloring him. I wanted him to be recolored because he wasn't. Let's see. He was kind of this green. So what kind of... I was a dungeon master for a while, and I created a lot of stuff for the world for my friends, and we ended up not playing as much as I wanted to, so there was a lot of ideas that I had, and I kind of just took the theories for like building a world, and I've kind of just put that into doing this, and this series I'm calling Legends. And basically this character is going to go and he's going to be traveling around, and he's going to hear of a legend, and then he's going to kind of go investigate it, and it's going to kind of lean him. There's going to be 5 paintings per legend, and that's going to be like a set, and that's going to kind of go through the story. So one of the things that my friend suggested was I should roll stats for characters, and especially characters that I don't already have planned out. So like this guy right here wasn't planned out at all. So I rolled his stats, which I have around here somewhere. Yeah. So like I rolled his stats, which just normal rolling for Dungeons and Dragons stats: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And so like he had a strength of 16. The highest you can get is 18. And then the lowest is 3. I don't know if you've played Dungeons and Dragons before. But so his dexterity is 13. That's kind of like his agility and stuff. His constitution was 10, which is kind of his health. Intelligence is 11, so he's kind of averagely smart. His wisdom was 17 though, and his charisma is 12. So he's like really strong and really wise. So I was but he's not so healthy. Like his health is a 10, so he's just kind of regular health. So I was thinking of like this older, strong like barbarian. Like he's old, so he's wise. Yeah, so it kind of helped me develop the character. So like at first I knew that there was going to be a character there, but I didn't know what he was going to be. And so I was just like, well, these stats kind of help me determine that. So he's going to be like an older, like a bigger, stronger, older guy, but you could tell that he's older and his health is starting to diminish. You know, maybe have like a big beard and be balding and kind of wrinkly. Yeah, it's an interesting way of doing it. Yeah, and then so like I've kind of like things have kind of just been developing. Like I had a basic idea for what I wanted in the picture, and let's go ahead and let's see. I wanted to work on this guy some more actually. They've kind of just grown. Like the story is kind of unfolded as I've been doing it. Let's see, is it this one? Let's see, is the DM there? Oh, that's this one, yeah. Okay. So like this bear rug, like originally I wanted a bear rug there, and then I was like, then I came up with a story for the bear rug. Like the innkeeper came in one morning, and there was a bear with like a big fish in his mouth in his kitchen, and he got in a fight with the bear, and he ended up killing the bear, and he ended up grabbing one of these kitchen knives on this wall here, and he killed the bear, and now he's got a bear rug, and then that's why he's got like this gnarly scar on his face. So like things have just kind of been unfolding naturally as I've, you know, kind of build the painting as I go along. It's been really fun. I've been working on it for a long time. I think I've been working on it for about 70 hours. I could kind of show you the progress that I've made. So it's people, layout, bold. So it started out with, let's see, this sketch here. Just a basic sketch. And then I added in this, and I wasn't quite happy with it. So I tried to add some lines and kind of straighten it out some. And then I went to this to clean it up. I was just like, I'm going to redo it, clean it up, and go from here. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Nope. And so, like, I really didn't like that. So then, that's when, oops, I went and did this perspective. Use broadcast for your Twitch. I use OBS, Open Broadcast System. Oh yeah, so then I did this perspective, which took me 32 hours, I think. Just trying to, you know, Or not just this, like this whole phase did, and then now I'm in painting phase, and I added people too, so that was part of that part, and now I'm in painting phase. So basically, concept phase took 32 hours total, and then now I'm in the painting phase where I'm adding color and working my way through it. And I've been doing art, kind of all my life, but I never took it serious. And over the last couple years, I've been kind of taking it more serious. And now, let's see, that doesn't do anything good. Now I'm really kind of using this project to like find the points that are like things that I need to learn. So I go and keep your Twitch close. Okay, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll watch you on DeviantArt. I saw that you just I think you just favorited something or something. Oh, was watching me? Yeah. So now I'll follow you too, and you have a good day. Oops, a little bit lighter there. Let's get the hard brush. Zoom in some. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, cool. What I want to do is duplicate this layer. And then minimize that one. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and see how long I've been streaming, almost an hour. Let's go ahead and jump over to this guy's channel real quick so I can watch him. Oh yeah, he's got some good stuff here. Anything good? Oh yeah, Naito-chan. There we go, watched it. Shout out to Naito-chan 08 for the follow and the follow on DeviantArt. Okay, so what we want to do here is turn on Tron, and we're going to clean that up some. Then we want to go back and add in some more color, I think. So I'm going to define the stuff. Let's define. What the heck is going on here? Layer 11. Oh, that's what layer 11 is. Cancel. So yeah, I was kind of talking about how Albert Einstein did, like he was able to like keep his mind free at his job. And so I was thinking that that was a good thing about working at the print shop, is it's not like too labor intensive where I'm like constantly like just constantly going, and it's not too mentally taxing like maybe like programming or something, and or I don't know, like a lawyer or something, I don't know. So that's kind of the idea that I have for it now. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm probably going to apply. I don't know. Maybe I won't even get hired. Like this is my passion. This is what I want to do. I want to be streaming on Twitch, and I want to be doing art. Like this is like I've found this time really to be good. But having an income is really going to help. So, and like I said, my family needs help, so I can help them with money a little bit. And if I get the opportunity to, then I can kind of get my own space to do work. Because I really want to make a go at this series, and it's kind of a precursor to doing other stuff, and honestly, like this series is already expected to go on for a while, and I do some writing already too, and I have a friend that does writing, so I mean, for me to better my art is only gonna give me more opportunity to spread my stories and to work with some friends on some stories. That's where I'm at right now with thinking about my art and down the road. With this story, like I said, is if I can do, my goal is 12 paintings a year. Right now this is taking me longer than 12 a month of painting. I assume I'll get faster, but if I can get to 12 to 15 paintings a year, I will be able to have this done in a long time, because I have 160 different paintings planned. So I think I figured it was going to be like 14 years it would take. And I've been kind of thinking about Scribe's pre-story, because right now we're catching him, this is the first painting of the series, and we're catching him as an adventurer already. Like we haven't even got into him being, you know, an adventurer, where he's not, like, this is just a part of his adventure. This isn't the full story, right? We're starting Maybe this is like a major, a major quest for him. A major adventure. This is like, if we're thinking in the terms of like D&D, there's usually like side quests and and there's like the main adventure, and then there's like there's other main adventures that you can be doing. So I would say like this is his like, I don't know, maybe this would be his first main adventure. Maybe it's his second, like, or maybe this is his like true calling. Let's call it that. This is like his true calling. Him like finding his true calling and like what it means to be what he is becoming. I think that's fair, to a fair assessment of what this story is trying to be. So yeah, there's a huge, so this is my, like I said, this is going to be my passion. This is going to be the project that I work on for the next 15 years of my life, probably. That's what I'm thinking. And if that's the case, then I need something else to supplement that, right? Like, let's say this doesn't turn, like, this is, so the idea is that in 5 years, I'll be able to consider myself a professional artist, meaning I have to be selling something. And recently, watching a YouTube video by someone that I follow or subscribe to, I think his name's Jake Parker, and I think he does some freelance stuff, and he's worked in different areas in the art industry. And the idea is that you don't just want a project, you want a product. And so these are paintings, and they are going to be able to be printed on canvases, so that I can be selling them. And not only that is, I think, I'm thinking of an idea of where there is a set, so the set is of 5, and maybe the sets can be put into, I'm not exactly sure what I would put them into yet. Maybe a set of like 25 can go into a book, or maybe a set of 12, 15. I think that's because if I can do 3 sets a year, then I can do like Legends 2016 or Legends Year 1, stuff like that, right? And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking beyond just the project, and thinking also of how I can turn it into a product. I mean, that's just, like, I have a business management degree, so I'm thinking beyond, I'm just also, that's just kind of where my mind goes, is like, well, how can I make this, how can I make this my thing, right? My one thing. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. Like, I have a lot on my mind about that stuff, and just like helping my niece. Like, I help with my niece and nephew a lot, and like, it's important for me to be able to take care of them once they're older, because my parents are they're getting older, and I want to be able to take care of all of them. And so I think a start, like, I've worked before, and those jobs just were never, you know, they were just, I was young, and those jobs are just not, they weren't careers or anything, they were just jobs. And I know print shop isn't a career either, but it is absolutely a stepping stone to my higher calling, I think. And so I need to figure out how, I don't know, just a lot of planning and stuff going on, and that, even if I don't get that, like, I do think I need to be working on something, and working, and if not, then I need to, if that's not the case, then I think that I need to do an even harder, if, like, let's say that doesn't work out. And another reason is that just, it's right down the road for me, so there wouldn't be much commute time, because that's one thing that I see. My mom, she works in Seattle, and that adds 2 hours to her job because she has to commute, and that's just more time away from your family and your life, and she doesn't get paid for that time. She's actually paying because she has to pay for wear and tear on her car and gas, and these are just things where I'm like, man, this is, there's a better way. I know there's a better way. I know for a fact that there's a better way to do these things. And I'm trying, and I'm in an opportunity, I'm in a position in my life where they're helping me, and well, I consider them to be helping me. They consider that I'm helping them, but I feel like I'm in a position to where I don't have to work, and a lot of people would love to be in a position like that, and but I'm in a position to where they're helping me, and in that opportunity I need to find a better way. That's what I feel like. I need to find that better way, that so to get them out of that daily grind. And I think that in part of doing that, I have to be kind of selfish, to be unselfish later, because if I can't take care of my things, then I can't take care of their things. And so that's kind of one of the things that I struggle with, is like, well, they kind of need me at home to do this, and 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 that. And if I stop doing that, it's going to be harder on them. But if I can't do anything now, if I'm doing all that for them now, then it's going to kind of be harder on me later. So, I mean, I think after like saying all this stuff out loud, and like, it's probably pretty clear that this is what I need to do, is I need to look for work. But one of the biggest things is I'm healthy, but I'm overweight, and I want to deal with that, and I just don't want my job to get in the way of that. Like, I have an opportunity now to eat healthy and get on the right schedule, but if I get another job that's working nights and just bad shifts and shifts all over the place, and then I can't get on a schedule, and then I feel like it's almost more worth it for me to just focus on myself and my art and my family, like, and then hopefully I get to a point to where my art's good enough, fast enough, to where I can start making some money off of it. So basically, I'm going to look at a couple positions, talk to the companies, and see if it fits what I'm looking for. And if it's not, then I'm going to turn it down, just because I'm in a position to where I can do that. A lot of people aren't in positions to do that, and because I have the opportunity, I feel like I should be smart about it, and I shouldn't just jump into things, because, yeah, like, I just kind of look at my opportunity, and I want to make the best of it. I want to lose weight. I want to create a healthier lifestyle. I want to help my family. I want to do art. Like, these are all the things that are important to me. And there's not a lot there, right? Like, my focuses are 3 things. I have 3 focuses. That's my health, my family, and my art. And I'm trying to find the best route to dealing with those things. Um, and I've even thought about going back to school, and so that I could get like even a better job. If I have to, if that's one of the routes that I go. Like, I went for the place that I went to for my business management degree. The school there is, they've become a college. They were a community college, and now they offer bachelor degrees. So I could use my current stuff to go further that, or even go in a different direction. I was thinking about programming, and I don't know if that's something that I would get into. Oh, I should probably stand up in an hour. I've been kind of cleaning this guy up a little bit. He's cleaner. So yeah, and I know that my parents don't really know that I've been thinking about going back to work, and I know that's going to kind of mess with some of their stuff. But there's a lot going on, and I want to make sure that we can deal with this stuff. I'm going to actually work on these mounts up here. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. Alright. So we're going to work on these plaques now. So what we need to do is we need a tab. We need a new layer. We're going to close that. We're going to go down to... I have a piece of gum up here right now. I stuck it in my filling because it was really annoying. It was causing some, a lot of the cold and warm was killing me, so I'm using gum right now too, sugar-free gum, because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to cause me to have any issues. Here we go. Which is something that I've been kind of putting off. I gotta call a dentist. My old dentist we weren't very happy with them. So I'm now looking for a new dentist in the area. Kind of looking at reviews. I think before there wasn't really like reviews and stuff that you would go and find a dentist. So what are we going to do here? What color? Obviously, I think mounts are usually a dark color. Let's look up some mounts. Wall mounts. Animal wall mounts. Animal wall mounts. Let's go to images. This is the one that I'm thinking of, like this. Let's look at some of these. Oh, it's the fur even goes over some mounts. That's pretty cool. This is a basic one right here. I think that's more meant to be like art though. I like how this one's like an angle. I like this one. I might use this. Or is that a hexagon? Let's try that. Hexagon wall mount. Hexagon wall mounts. Hexagon wall mounts animal. All these log ones, those are cool too. I like the log ones. Oh. Did I spell it wrong? No. Hexagon, animal, hexagon wall mount. Animal, hexagon wall mount. Okay, we'll go back to it then. Animal wall mounts. It's down here somewhere. Right here. New image. We will pocket image. Reference. So I use reference because it's a reference, and I put creative use because there's a difference between, like, I have like creative articles and then creative, like I'm using it, like I'm creatively using it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Come on, let's close, please. Thank you. We'll leave these up and we're going to move these over here. So that's a light wood. I think we should do a darker one, which we have selected. We will go ahead and turn this. I think that one will be pretty easy to do over there. So what we need to do is we need to find the center of this thing, which I'm going to say is right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this way. Am I doing this over? Maybe Pentagon is a better way to do it. I watched Preacher today. I had some time. I caught up on Preacher, and I was happy with it. I have a few of the Preacher books. I didn't get that far into it. I'm interested in seeing on how it works or how it goes. Alright, so this angle's a little bit higher, so we're going to put this one up a little bit too. This one here. Just like that. And then I also watched Daredevil last night while I was trying to go to sleep. Since I didn't feel good, that's why I didn't stream yesterday. I felt really bad about not streaming too, by the way. Like, I was just so compelled to wanting to stream. I almost just got up and streamed. But I was just so tired, and I've been trying to get on this sleep schedule, and I didn't feel good. I was just like, because I don't stream on Saturdays, and I was like, you know what, having 2 days where I kind of just rested might be good for me. Looks more like a house. I can do this inward a little bit, huh? So tomorrow, like I was saying, is I might do a night stream. My goal is to get up a little early and call around for dentists, and then check out pricing. I do have some insurance, but I don't trust the people that the insurance company goes through. So I'm trying to, if I have to, I'll pay for it. So that is a high angle still. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I'll have the kids tomorrow, and I'm doing I have a little homework from one of them. Well, actually, I have a lot of homework from some of the online classes that I'm taking, and they're free ones. One's Drawbox.com, and one is ControlPaint.com. I think is what that one is. That might be ControlPaint.org. I'm not sure exactly which one that is. And then those, I've been practicing those slowly. I've been doing them slowly. Honestly, I've been working on this more than I've been practicing. But so my goal is to work on some of those tomorrow. I'm also watching. I watch It Me JP's roleplay stuff. So like I watch West Marches, which is my favorite D&D show to watch. I guess it's a show. It's high quality. There's a few other ones out there like Geek and Sundry. I think Geek and Sundry have one. But anyway, that's kind of... So my goal tomorrow is to call around, and while I'm calling around, I'm probably going to be watching that, and I don't even know if I'll get up in time to do that. Like, I suck at going to sleep, so... There was something else that I needed to do tomorrow too. I'm not sure what it was. It's all right. Alright, we're going to do a different color now. Are we on the brush yet? Nope. So let's do this, and we'll do another color. We're going to go lighter, maybe a little more orange. I thought I could deal with this tooth thing, just live with it, but it's no, that's not a thing. Like during the day, it's like I can deal with it, but I found that at night, I'm clenching my teeth. Like when I sleep, I wake up and my mouth is just like so tight. And I'm just like, okay, so. Like when I'm awake, I can divert the pain, but when I'm asleep, it's obviously bothering me. So that's something that I have to deal with. And it was getting annoying to have to. I was adjusting the way I was eating, and like eating on my left side, and I was avoiding like. I was waiting for my water, and I keep water in the refrigerator, and I was waiting for it to become room temperature, because like some days it wasn't, like it'd be fine, like I wouldn't even have to worry about it, but some days it'd be like, okay, yeah, today we're gonna cause you some pain. I shouldn't even call it pain, it was like shock. I was just in shock. Let's get rid of this deer. So I couldn't drink cold water. I couldn't eat cold things. Even drinking hot things was just sensitive, right? It's like super sensitive. That the thing came out, the filling, and so I just want to get it taken care of, and that's one less thing that I have to worry about or deal with. I think I have a pretty high tolerance for pain. Well, sometimes I don't even use, I can't even think of what it's called, where they numb you up at the dentist. Sometimes I didn't even do that. Just wanted to get in there and get it done. Like, that's right now, I'd be like, if they told me, like, the only thing is that we can do is pull your tooth out, I'd be like, okay, let's just do it. Just do it. We would just do it. That's what I would do. That's one of the things that I think I'm really good at, is just kind of sucking it up and pushing onward. Let's just move forward. So so stream tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, it's going to be in the afternoon. It's going to be late. It's going to be the same time normal, my normal night stream times. I'll probably try to get going at 10:30. Kids have been kind of going to bed at a normal time lately. For a while there, they were not going to bed until 10. And on these days where the weather isn't as warm and it's kind of overcast, it gets dark like earlier. The sun's not out. So if the sun's not out, they tend to go to bed earlier. And on those days, I should be trying to get my stream started as soon as possible. And then if typically, like my family, like my dad gets off later, and then my mom gets off in the evening. So like in the evening until my dad gets off, I tend to not want to stream during those times, so I can kind of talk to them for a minute. But oh my goodness, what did I just do? Yeah, so that's that anyway. So yeah, tomorrow, so during all that stuff, yeah, that's what I was talking about tomorrow. Yeah, there's one other thing, so I'm going to mess with my resume a little bit, try to get that situated so I can submit that. And then, I know what that's going to do. It's going to kind of force everybody in my family's hands, because I'm going to be available less. But I think in the long run, it's going to be better for everybody. And I may change my decision by tomorrow. That's how I am with it. Like I said, there's pros and cons, I guess, to getting a job. And for me, I know a lot of people out there need to work to survive, and I totally understand. And if I was in that position, then I would. But I'm in a position, like I said, I'm in a position to have the opportunity to do things a little differently, and I think that since my parents have given me that opportunity, I should take full advantage of it. But I do have things that I'd like to further my stuff, my success, and our chances at getting them allowing them to retire, really. Right now, they're probably going to end up working anyway, even if I was able to do that until they were, if I was, let's say, won the lotto or something, they'd probably still work until they were 65, 70. Part-time or something. Maybe even volunteer or something. Because they have pensions and stuff. Although one of my dad's pensions was messed up by the company going bankrupt, and that's a big issue that I have with working for a company for so long and giving your time to them for them to only go bankrupt. And then now he was, you know, meant to get so much more from that company, and now he gets nothing, basically. So I like to learn from other people's I don't want to say mistakes, because I learn from their successes and their failures, but I like to learn from their situations, their experiences. And that's an experience that I've learned from my parents, that they've given their whole lives to these companies for them to not give very much back, besides a wage and a bunch of troublesome issues. And I know all companies aren't like that, but I've worked for companies, and I see how these companies fall into this same scenario, and I'd like to get into a position to put not just myself but my whole family in a position to not have to worry about that. I have other ideas beyond just my art ideas, but my art is my passion, and for now that's the one that I'm running with. And if I fail, then I fail and I get back up and I do another one. That's just how I am. Like I said, you gotta just rip those band-aids off, and I don't think I'm gonna fail. I think this is a really good idea, and I think there's a lot of components to it that I can use, and it can lead to other things. Like the biggest thing is that this project is like a documentation of my art growing, like my progress in my art, my development, like how good I'm getting at certain things. And this is only my first painting, so like this is step one, right? This is painting one, and painting one, and this being painting one means there's 159 plus more paintings, because I'll be honest, I come up with more ideas every day, but I've kind of slowed down on more painting ideas, because I don't know why I just did this. I was trying to come up with a way to make this look like this is like another level of wood, and it wasn't just sitting inside of that, but I could just do it that way. Maybe it's indented. Maybe this is round and it comes up, and then this is the flat part. I think it's okay for now. Let's jump over to the fish. Let's go new layer, fish mouth. So yeah, like I guess kind of what I'm saying is that my time is more valuable than than money. That's kind of right now. That's where I'm at in life. Is my time is more valuable than money. Not, I shouldn't say all money. It's more valuable than a lot of what I would get paid. Like my time with the kids and my time on my health and my time helping my family. Like this is all worth more than minimum wage. I will work for minimum wage. I don't mind working for minimum wage. I've worked for minimum wage before. I'm not asking for a lot of money, actually. I have so in previous situations where I had a lot of money, I tend to have so there's one thing that there's like a confidence that money gives you, that I feel it gives you, and I don't think that that's something that's bad, but I also don't. Do I have a toolbox? I had a toolbox here somewhere. Where'd my toolbox go? Is it in old? Painting phase, is my toolbox in painting phase? Toolbox right here. Right vanishing point. Cool. We need a brush, and we need to be on the right layer. Fish. Mount. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to follow this line down. Geez, I lost where I was at, sorry. Oh yeah, I felt, I don't know, there's this selfishness, this greed that I had, and when I think back to, let's see, we're in 2016, when I think back 10 years, the person I am today is far different than the person I was 10 years ago. Like, it's just amazing at how different that I am. I mean, there's obviously, like, I am the same person, but, like, things I believed were different. The type of things that I was trying to do, the type of goals that I had, the type of focuses I had, the people I was surrounded by, was completely different. I was not, let's just say that I wasn't I wouldn't say I was doing very good. I was doing very bad at that time. And I'm different now. I have a lot more focus on kids. I think kids is a big part of that. They're not my kids, but they are the closest things. I didn't want kids. And they are the closest things that I have ever thought about having kids. So it's just another one of those things where, to be honest, there's so many different things that have happened to me in the last 10 years that it's just weird that the position that I'm in, and I guess, like, I'm very vague about it, but, like, a lot of that stuff I kind of just want to leave. Like, I've kind of moved on from, and like one of the things, like I'll kind of talk about one of the things is, let's just say that I was doing some illegal stuff that's not illegal now, and that the people I was surrounded by at that time were not my friends. A lot of them weren't, and there was a lot of, I was living in a bad area, and I was living kind of in survival mode, and there was a lot of drama and a lot of danger involved. And a lot of let's see, I don't know, it was just yeah, and then, so back then things were rough. They were always looking over my shoulder, but I felt powerful, I had lots of money, enough money to where I could do whatever I want. I never had to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about work, even though I was working, different line of work, call it sales, and yeah, there was just a lot of people around that were not there for me, and there was a lot of people around for themselves, and there was a lot of issues that I got into that were not my own doing, and there was a lot of I don't know, that's just one situation that I ended up I got forced out of, because it was illegal, and I ended up basically completely doing a 180-degree situation there. Like, I just stopped doing that altogether, and then I cut a lot of people out of my life. And I did let's see, where am I? Fish mount. I need a different color here. I'm going to go to, we're at the blue. Wait, no, we're not. We want a light color here. Actually, maybe that color will work. Oops, that's an eraser. I like this. Yeah, so that situation changed, and I was forced to do some stuff to make up for it, and I did that, and I feel like I still kind of pay for that, those decisions that I made, which are completely fine. Like, I made those decisions. Like, that's the person I am. If I make those decisions, then I stand up and I deal with those decisions. Like, that's my fault. I made those decisions. I'm a man. I'll stand up and take care of. I'll take the consequences, or sometimes they're not consequences, but I will. I mean, you know what I mean. Like, if you do something good, then stand up and you should reward yourself for the good things that you do. And if you do bad things, you should accept the consequences. That's what you should do, because consequences help you learn to from a situation. And I'm really big about learning. And I also think that this would be really cool if it was checkered. I like the idea of this being a checkered little design here. And so I learned from that situation. I changed, or made changes. I was still addicted to money. I would say that was the biggest addiction that I've ever had, was to money. And I think that it creates a selfishness about me. So I have to be careful to not bring back those same instances of myself. Aspects. And part of that, I think, is diminished because I have a higher calling to my family that I've been taken on with the kids being around now. And I didn't want kids, and now I can see why having your own kids is a good thing. And so that's kind of helped me change. And I was in a long-term relationship for like 8 years, and it was we cared for each other. It wasn't the greatest of relationships. And before I went back to school, basically I felt like we weren't doing anything, and this person was along for all the rides beforehand, and we were just kind of she was happy on the path that we were on from before, and she wasn't one to deal with her consequences right away. She was a great person, and I cared for her a lot, and I still do, but she didn't, and there was a lot of issues there. I felt like we were on two different paths, and so I broke up with her and went to school, and she ended up passing away a few years ago, and that was because she was still my friend. We still talked, and so we still hung out, but we were two separate. We were no longer together. We were two separate people. We were two separate people. We weren't in a relationship. We weren't one entity. And that was hard. That was a hard thing. I still think about her a lot, and there's still a lot, like, even when we had broken up, like I cared for her a lot, and I just wanted her to be okay, but I couldn't, this is a thing that I've learned. This is one thing that's I've learned a lot over time, is that you just can't change people. Like, they have to do it themselves. and I've tried to change a lot of people in my life, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. If they don't want to do it themselves, then let them. That's them. That's on them. That's not on me. Like, so now I kind of just help. I wanted to focus on myself, and that's kind of where I am now, where, like, even before there, like I said, there was this selfishness about me when I was doing things, and I had lots of money, but there's even almost like a different selfishness about me now, where it's like I'm trying to better myself, and you have to be somewhat selfish to do that. Like, you have to say, I'm dictating, like I do now, like I dictate 2 to 4 hours to art every day, and that's time where I'm like, I'm not, that's why I stay up late to have my quiet time, and that's why I sleep in longer during the day, so that's a few more hours out of the day where you don't get my time. And this is kind of the thing I was talking about kind of earlier, where with my friends and family trying to help me out, it's not like I don't want their help. That's not what I'm looking for with these things. It's me looking to figure these things out for myself, to figure out who I am and what I need to do, and just learn from my own things. This is something that in my life I've been very careful about things, except for the few things that I chose to that were very calculated situations, like my previous sales position. That was very calculated, and once I figured that once that ended, and if I ever got in trouble for it, that would be it. Like, I would never do anything like that again, and I don't, so I don't know. I'm trying to be a person that, I don't know, values are weird. Like, I know you need values and all this stuff, and I'm not religious. I'm not a big fan of religion. I actually quite despise it. I really can't hear anybody talk about it. It's not a big thing. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm also not, like, I don't know, I feel like all my life I've kind of been this person that has just been there to help everybody else, and I feel like I'm kind of in that same position, but before I felt like I was kind of forced, being younger and just not having as much control as I have now, and now I kind of have a bigger vision of the world, and I'd like even a bigger vision, and I don't know, I really enjoy doing art. It's something that I enjoy doing. I think it's helped me kind of see, I think the internet's really helped me see the world a little bit more. I've had friends that I've played video games with for years, from all over the U.S., from outside the U.S., Canada, the Europe. Do I have any friends from like South America and stuff like that? I don't know. And I know that there's so much more than the world that I haven't even really seen, honestly, my own backyard. Like, I live in Washington State, and there's like so many things here that you can go and see. And there's just this thing where I have, there we go. like, I don't know, like the selfishness that I have now, I feel like is different. It's to better myself, and it's not just out of greed. That's it. The selfishness isn't out of greed, it's out of bettering myself, being more understandable of the world and understanding of because I chose that. The reason I didn't want to have kids is because there was so much that I didn't understand about the world and still don't, and I didn't think it was right to bring kids into the world without having that understanding, without having an understanding of myself. And I think that's a huge mistake that people have with having kids, is they just don't, there's a lot of stuff that I feel like they have kids for selfish reasons. And this is something that I've like kids is something that I think about regularly, like of having and not having. And I understand that there's this thing where you need to have them young, and because you want to be around, and I also understand that there's this thing where you run out of time, and you never know when your time is over. But I think that there's a responsibility to where we live as seen by the planet, like the planet. We have a responsibility to the planet, and we have a responsibility to the other people that live on this planet. And I think that that's a huge problem, is that we're so segregated by countries and beliefs and just everything. And people let that be a segregation. Like, it doesn't have to be. Like, there's so many other commonalities, so many other things that we have in common. And I think that that's something that I am trying to still figure out, of like where I belong. And I mean, I know, like, I belong with my family and they need my help, and I want to help them, and like, that's a responsibility that I have. Well, it's not even not my responsibility. Like, they tell me all the time that it's not their responsibility. If I want to go run amok and travel the world and do stuff, then that's my option to do. And I think that there is a part of me that wants to do those things, but there's also a part of me that wants to be around, because, like I said, like, my parents are getting older, these kids are young, and they have a lot of people in their lives, but there's some key components that they're missing, and so, and I feel like, and I've gotten so much praise from my family for the accomplishments that I've done, and the people that I've been around, teachers and friends, and I don't, even people that I barely even know, classmates, and just, I mean, I've been referred to as, I don't even like to repeat it, it makes me sound cocky, like, I've been referred to as, like, a genius by many people, and it's not something that I like to go around and say that that's what I am, but I do believe that I have a interesting way of looking at the world, and I think that that is key for the kids, like, I also highly believe in learning, whether it's formal or informal. Reading is huge. There's just so many things that, like, I feel like my parents came from a generation where work was the primary thing, and I think that that's just so outdated. It's outdated. I feel like that's not, like, I understand your work being your life, and certain positions, certain companies even promote that, like, work life. Like, you don't need work-life balance because you're just a part of this community, and I agree with some of those communities and everything. But I also believe that there's a place where like, I don't know, I think it'd be really great for the kids to be able to have those choices. And for what I've learned, and I love learning, and my mom and dad, they continue to learn, but I'm learning at a far faster rate than anybody in my family. I take in so much information, much more information than them. I read, I do lots of reading, I watch a lot of documentaries, and like, I'm about information, like I love information, and I think there's a healthy, I think there's something really healthy about doing that, and I just want them to. So many people dislike school, and I think that's not a healthy way to have it, and I want them to be able to choose who they are, and so, like, I've basically become a parent. I'm just an uncle, but I've been around these kids, and I've been someone they looked up to since they were born, and I've had them in my care for many days by myself, and it's so I have an interest in them, and they learn a lot. They're sponges, and these are things. So, like I say, when I say that there's a selfishness that I have, there's also this. It's a different place for me. It's because I want to continue to learn and better myself as a human being, but at the same time, I also want to be here for the next generation of kids that are going to be doing things. But at what point do I just, it's not like I can just roll over and die right now, right? Like, I can still be a meaningful member of society. And I don't think that you just have to, and I think this is a bad example, that people, like, you have to work and pay taxes to be part of a meaningful society. And I do think paying taxes and all that stuff is like, you are giving, you are helping, but I think that that's not necessarily the way about it. Like that's not a guarantee to be, like, I mean, there's not, like, I shouldn't say guarantee, that's not the word that I was looking for. It's not the only way. It's not the only way. I've been rambling I think I rambled for almost an hour about that. I was just all over the place. So that you can kind of see, like, I just have so much, like, inner conflict about doing my own thing and being here for my family, and doing both, because I would like to do art. Like, art is like a huge passion, and it's something that's happened to me so late in life now. Like, I'm 30 and about to be 31, and my health is something huge too, because I'm healthy. I don't have diabetes. I just went to the doctors and had a physical, and I'm severely overweight, and people that are at my weight, they can't move around like I can, and I can still exercise and I can still move around, and there's a lot of people in this world that are even lighter than me that can't do that. And so I feel like I owe it to myself to take care of my body better, and then at the same time I also think that I owe it to my family to help them, because they've, like, if it wasn't for them, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be who I am today. Like, this person that wants to learn, and like the experiences that I've had and the genes that I have are from my family, So I have this constant yearning to help them and help them however they need, and time is something that they need from me. Even if it's just to sit here and watch TV with the kids, or play with the kids outside, or just pick them up and take them from school, or okay, so today my aunt can't watch the kids, so can you watch the kids? Just little things like that. And that's something where I want to be here for them. That's something that they need my help, and they've made me who I am. Like that seems even more selfish for me not to be here for them for that. And that's the struggle that I have, is like, well, I feel like I can be doing things and trying to use my smarts and my abilities and skills to take us to a better place in general, or I can sit here and in their, I don't want to say that their scenario's bad, but I feel like it's a slow way of not a slow way. I don't know. Not everything, I don't agree with everything that my family does, so that's just some of the stuff that they do and some of the ways things are done, and like I feel like I could do some things better, and I don't have the ability to do that if I'm here at home, doing stuff for them. I mean, to be honest, I do, like, I've written down, like, kind of jokingly, kind of not jokingly, like, because if I go to a job, right, they're going to ask me what I've been doing for these years since I've graduated, right, and that's going to be the answer, right, like, this is what I've been doing, I've been helping my family, and part of it is, part of it's, well, kind of, here's the joke, right, like, my parents aren't very good with technology, so I'm their tech support, and, I'm also their babysitter, so I'm a part-time tech support, part-time babysitter. I also listen to them when they're having bad days, so they kind of talk to me about, the stuff that they've been dealing with at work. If they have questions about anything, then I, give them my opinion. If they are, I give them my opinion and my knowledge about said situation, because like I said, I do a lot more reading and I have a lot more understanding of a lot of things. If I have, like, I'll do grocery shopping, I'll do things around the house, so that's like, I don't know if that's like a maid or something, and then I also handle, I pay their bills, like I'm their accountant, I make sure that they're not overspending, I kind of take care of that stuff. They still do a lot of that stuff too. They're not like completely helpless, but I'm an organized person. I tend to be organized, and so that's something that they've, that's helped them. And what else? So yeah, like I babysit, I'm their accountant, I'm their tech support, I'm their like hospitality, I guess, like, that's like their, like like I said, I do their shopping, and like I did like pretty much all of the Christmas shopping for the kids and for other people and stuff for them, like grocery shopping, I already said grocery shopping, just, all of that stuff on top of, let's do this here, on top of, and I think this stream is kind of me been ranting. I guess this is kind of a rant. You know, we're just gonna color this whole section in. Yeah, so I do like all these things, and I don't get paid for them, and I'm not complaining that I don't get paid for them. It's just more time, you know, that I'm giving to them. And like I said, this is why my time is more valuable than just than minimum wage. Although money has its value, and I know money has a value. Like some of that stuff can still be done, and I can still do some of that stuff with some organization and time scheduling maneuvers. They will also have to pick up a little bit of slack on some of that stuff, and that's if I get a job, because I'm still going to have to fit in my stuff, like working out, and like I have to cook certain foods for me because I don't eat all the same foods as them, because I'm trying to eat healthier than they are. And so like I've thought about these things, like what, like if I go to an interview and people ask me about these things, like these are real things that like I've been doing. Like it's not just me sitting at home and playing video games. Yeah, sure, I did do some of that, but even in those instances, I've learned. I was talking to somebody was talking about not, like, they've kind of felt like they wouldn't trade the fun that they had playing League of Legends, but they didn't learn anything from it. And they could have very well been doing something that was more productive. And I think that there are things that I learned from League of Legends. I applied some of my business management theories, and I think I've talked about this before, and so and that's one of the first times that I took my own interest in getting better with a skill, like playing League of Legends, like how to figure out what my skill level was at something, and then, even though that's kind of in game, that's kind of built in there, but kind of saying, okay, here's where I'm at, and now seek out information to better yourself, having a state of mind into where it has to be everything is a learning situation, like trying to stay positive when so much stuff is going wrong, dealing with negative criticism, dealing with positive criticism, dealing with teammates on a digital level, right? Like if you have to work in a certain environment, and something like Slack now, you're getting real-time feedback in your job, and a lot of times people are giving you real-time feedback. Within League of Legends, you're getting real-time feedback by people through chat, and that's being able to deal with those type of things is. I'm not going to do this better. Maybe too much rambling. We're just going to get it done, and then I'll work on it next time. Like, these are real situations that happen on the job, like dealing with a team, trying to on the spot deal with a problem, dealing with problematic teammates or co-workers, dealing with change in strategy, dealing with change in leadership, dealing with being shorthanded, dealing with, I mean, it's on. You can go on and on. Like, I can compare League of Legends to so much stuff, and I've learned so much from League of Legends, and I've learned so much about people with League of Legends, and so it's just a different thing, you know. Like, I can tell you all the things that I've learned and all the so when I go for an interview, it's not going to be just me talking about, you know, I didn't do anything in this past time. And that's a thing that I think a lot of people kind of going back to, this is kind of going back to what I started with, where, you know, my family thinking that, not just my family, but friends and family thinking that I'm not doing anything. And it's just, I do things at a different level than them. Like, everything to me is a learning experience. I take experiences from everybody else around me, and it's not just me sitting in my room playing a video game, and it's not me not working, right? It's not me doing nothing at home. It's not me just sitting there watching TV, because I hardly even watch TV anymore. And it's not like it's not me just not wanting to work because I don't want to work. Like, my uncle was saying to me one day about school. Like I said, I really enjoy school. I really like learning. And he was like, well, at some point you have to take what you learn and make money from it. And I'm like, I don't think you have to. I don't think that that's something that you absolutely have to do. I don't think work is I don't think, yes, you do need to make money to survive, if that's all, you know, but like I said, I'm not in a position to where I need to do that. And I'm also not, it's way better over here. Like, my situation's different than a lot of people's, and some might say that I'm spoiled, but I'm going to say that, like, a lot of the stuff that I have is because I worked for it. And it's that I had to work for it. And I had to, I do have two parents. So I feel, you know, like I said, I have an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. And I have an opportunity that my parents are willing to help me. And they came from a generation and a family where they believe that helping their kids in putting them in a better situation to do whatever they want to do is a thing. I mean, they're not rich, and like, room and board is helping us, like helping just me and helping my brother. Like, these are things that a lot of people don't get, and for me not to take it just because you don't have that opportunity is not something I'm worried about. But I do think that because they are giving me this opportunity, that I should be using this opportunity, and not because of anybody else, but because of them, and to show thanks to them and show respect to them. That's kind of like my thinking about things. And I mean, I'm not the smartest person in all the time. I don't know everything. I know very little, but I try my hardest to learn about things, and I put forth mental focus to learning and to understanding, and trying to realize the things. And yeah, sometimes I slack. Sometimes I procrastinate on things. Sometimes I make mistakes. But I'm a human, just like everybody else. And I don't know. That's kind of, like I said, I'm not just doing nothing. And nobody's even recently said that to me, where it's like I'm doing nothing. But I just don't want to feel obligated to do things for other people just because I'm not in the exact situation that says, oh, he's just doing, where it seems like I'm doing nothing at home. you know, just because I'm not working at a job that pays me and I get a paycheck, and you know, like I don't want to turn some of this stuff into big arguments with my family, and they're just trying to help, and they just, you know, they don't understand a lot of things, and I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not trying to change people. Like, I will help them understand something if that's what they want, but I don't have all day to teach them my way of thinking and my way of understanding things and my way of retaining information and my way of sponging information, and I don't have time for that, because I do have other things that I need to do. There are obligations that I choose to have. Not am forced to have. Because if I wanted to, I could leave my house tomorrow with nothing and just go. But that's not, I don't feel that would be right, and I don't feel like that's the smart idea. That's not the smart play. So it's just where sometimes I do feel like, oh yeah, I should just run. I could just get out of here. But that's, you know, there's a lot of people stuck in their ways of thinking, and I tried to grow. And like I said, like 10 years ago, the person that I was is not the person that I am today. And the person I am today is completely different than the person that I was even just a few years ago. Like, breaking up with my ex was a huge change for me. Understanding that I can't change people, and understanding that, you know, that even like some of the things that I've learned just from that is, like, you know, one of the things I would say is I'm not really the greatest at, like, it's hard. Like, I understand it's really hard, and there's like a lot of compromise that goes into a relationship of a romantic relationships, in the nature of a romantic relationship. And that was my first relationship, my first long-term relationship, first relationship really, because the one that I had prior to that was very short and just pretty much dating. And this was a real relationship, and I realized that I did a lot of things that were not beneficial to our relationship in general, even though a lot of our problems wasn't just, I would say, if you asked me in the relationship where a lot of our issues I would say it wasn't my fault, but I would say a lot of the problem was me, the way that I handled those problems, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to badmouth my ex, because she was a great person, and she just had flaws like everybody else, and the way that I handled some of those things were not very good, and it stemmed from other relationships that I've had, not romantic relationships, but relationships with family members and other people and friends, and just because those were the only other relationships that I had prior to that. Let's check out what this fish looks like. Let's save first. So, I mean, I like that a lot. That's good. I gotta stretch my hand. This might even be it. That might even be done. I just kind of want to finish my train of thought. So yeah, like, work is something that I want to do. Like, I have, like, everything that all the choices that I make right now are my own choices. I'm free to make any choice of my own. I mean, most people are always, I mean, you're always able to make your own choices. But I'm in a position to where it's not like I'm choosing between having a house tomorrow and working, or starving tomorrow and going to work. Like, I'm not in that position. Like, I like to work because I like to have like I said, like it goes back to the Albert Einstein thing where you're working and you have this routine, and once you're in this routine, it like frees your mind to like really work and kind of get into a new set of area where you're like where you're like working, and your subconscious is like working on like your ideas and your passion and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm a hard worker. At all my jobs, I've gotten Employee of the Month, and I've gotten praise. And at school, not high school, because I felt probably not challenged in high school, I would say. But in college, I got highest honors. So there's just like, my track record is I'm a hard worker. It's just I have to find something. Like everything that I've done before, like high school, I was pushed into. My first couple of jobs were kind of just like I went into them like looking for money. Like the person I am today is different. Like I'm a hard worker, a hard thinker, a creative thinker, a focused worker, a team player, a team leader if I need to be. I can switch between those roles pretty, if I need to. If I need to become a follower in the moment, I can do that. I'm understanding of people. I understand. One thing that I've kind of thought is that I've kind of always watched people, and not like I'm a watcher or a stalker, but like just in different situations, I've kind of watched patterns. And in one of my interpersonal communications class, we went into a lot of psychology stuff, and I kind of just realized like I see these patterns, and just like I don't know, just thoughts that are in my head. Like this is kind of what this all is just things that I think about a lot, and it's good to hear it out loud, even though I lose train of thought because I'm doing art, and because I'm doing art as well as thinking, and this is all me, really, like who I am and what I'm trying to do, and trying not to repeat mistakes, because I just read something recently, which I don't necessarily think is intentional. Like I thought it was good, but I don't think it's like a given statement. Like it's not the complete truth. Like not everything is actually can be summed up in like a sentence or a phrase or a philosophy. But it was something along the lines of your first mistake is, it's like a mistake, but your second mistake is a choice. Like the second time if you do the same mistake twice, it was a choice. Now it's not completely a given, because sometimes you make a mistake and you make a mistake and you don't realize that you're making that mistake. Because sometimes you can come to the same mistake in a kind of a different approach kind of thing. Like you can change something and still end up in the same mistake. Like not every scenario. Some scenarios lead to the same mistake, even though they're completely different scenarios. And I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I imagine that there's instances when that happens. Jeez, I don't know. I just keep losing my train of thought. I feel like recently my mind has been going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I just haven't been able to, my mouth and my brain isn't keeping up. Like I have ideas just running, and then like this comparison of should I work or should I keep giving my time to my family and to myself, or should I work and kind of help in that way, and all of those things. And then just thinking recently about how different of a person I was 10 years ago, and even 5 years ago, and even 3 years ago when I went to school. 3 years, 4 years now, I don't know, 2012, I graduated 2013, 2013 I graduated, I think. So just like how much I've changed in so much. It's like I don't know. Like I'm not even like like I feel like I'm not even completely the person that I want to be. I'm the person that I was when I was a kid is still here. Like this like the same train of thought and the same approach to things is still here. Some of the things that I like to do is still here, but some of the stuff that I've went through have changed the paths of my thinking, kind of. Like if I would have thought of doing something this way, now I kind of do it this way and think a little, like things have, I've adjusted, I've adapted, and it's just a constant learning experience, and I just keep kind of thinking back to how different I was and who I am now, and how I want to approach the current person I am. Like, how do I want to better the current person I am? How do I want to better the current situation I'm in? And in which way can I better myself the best way while still helping my family and still trying to, like I said, my three focuses are family, health, and art. How can I keep those three focuses and still approach things differently, like working, and then like if I work full-time, that's 8 hours out of my day at least, probably closer to 10 hours out of the day gone. So that leaves me 6 hours to spend time with my family and then to do art. So that's, let's say, 3 hours and 3 hours. So that doesn't even count for, I need at least 2 hours for the gym. So now I'm down to, that's not gonna, am I gonna take that from my family, or am I gonna take that from my art? I think it's gotta come from my art, right? And that leaves me an hour of art time. So maybe I need to cut an hour from sleep to give me 2 hours of art. And just this constant thinking of scheduling and blocks of time. And I've read books, I read books, and just consuming of content and producing of content. And when I think of content, when I'm thinking of producing and consuming content, I'm thinking of everything, because content isn't just watching TV, it's not just listening to the radio, it's not just looking at a piece of art, it's consuming time with your family. Like, that's content, like that's enjoyment, that's, you're consuming that time is being consumed. So everything is a consumption, and you want to do that to the best of your the best you can, most efficiently, and you want to get the best out of it. And you want to produce time, right? You want to produce things. Like, I want to produce art, so that means it has to come from time. Producing is a consumption of itself, because you're consuming time, and you have to give up time from consuming to produce. And so, I don't know, like, I think about a lot about these things, and it will drive me crazy. It will completely drive me crazy. And I'm still trying to navigate all that stuff. Still trying to navigate, basically trying to better myself as a person as I grow. And every time I make a huge leap in growth, I have to figure out how to better drive that person. How is this person going to do this now that I'm different? So, and just, like I said, just seeing who I am today versus who I was, just let's see, 30, so 12 years ago, right? So as I became an adult, like, just the experiences I've had and the things that I've went through and the choices that I've made, just like all these things, and I'm just like, it's amazing. And I just, I think everybody has to go through those things, and I hope that everybody has the mind frame to be able to understand these things and to really think them through. And I understand that a lot of times life, not living in the moment, like, I think a lot of things through, so I'm not living in the moment, right? So, and I think that there's a thing for that. And I recently watched a TED Talk where the guy was talking about procrastination being what some people call procrastination, some people call thinking. And I kind of get that. Where I'm like in a constant state of thought, and I'm like I just live in my mind a lot, and you know, I really hope that everybody has that mind frame, and I try to see every day as a good day and not a bad day, and like some people just chemically can't be happy, and I can be happy, so, you know, I have to be happy, right? Like, why am I not being happy? And why am I not being productive? So, you know, these are constant thoughts that I have, and, you know, there was a time where I was saying, you know, you gotta step outside your comfort zone, and you just gotta keep pushing that comfort zone, and I think that there's a point where, I kind of stopped doing some of those things because I felt like some of the things I was pushing the comfort zone were on aspects that I guess I wasn't enjoying some of the aspects, and some of them I was, but that's how you kind of figure it out, right? That's how you say, oh, I didn't like doing this, so I'm not going to do that anymore. And so you do have to keep trying new things. You have to keep trying pushing your boundaries. And one thing that streaming has done for me is I definitely think that somebody said that you need to act on stream like you're streaming to 4,000 people, even if there's only 4 people in your stream. And this is something that I'm trying to develop. Like, I believe that I should have some sort of intro when I'm coming on. Like, my intro is kind of I don't know, it's kind of sluggish, and I'm still trying to figure it out, and there needs to be an outro, and this is kind of leading this whole thought, and this whole 2 hours of me talking about this, or hour of talking about this, is hour and a half now, I guess. I've been talking for about 30 minutes about just my thought processes and stuff, and to kind of, like, my outro, like my sign out should be like, keep thinking. Or, you know, it's not just about being creative. It's, you have to keep thinking. You have to keep your mind moving. You have to be looking at all these pathways, and I don't think that everybody does that, and I don't know if everybody can do that, and if it's just me, myself, I do know that people are thinking and weighing these things a lot, but I think they're getting consumed by so much other stuff, and like, I know that giving up Facebook has helped me a lot, and I know that, like, I limit myself to certain things, and I reduce the content that I'm consuming. Like, you know, if it's something that I'm not completely interested in, I heard this anecdote, and I probably said it before, but basically there was this rich guy, and this pilot was, I'm trying to speed it up because I don't want to be, I've been talking for a long time, so this will be the last thing that I talk about, and basically, excuse me. Sorry. There was this billionaire or something, and he's got his pilot, and his pilot, you know, asks him, you know, he's like, I got all these ideas and all these things that I want to do, and how do you do it? How do you do all this stuff? The billionaire, I'm just going to call him billionaire. The billionaire said, here's what you do. You write down all of those things. You write down 20, 25 of those things. I think it was 20. You write 20 of those things down in order of how you want them to, or you just write down 20 things that you want to do, and then bring that list to me, or encircle 5 of them and bring that list to me. And so then he dropped the billionaire off or whatever, and then the pilot went and did his list of 20 things and circled his 5, and then the next time he seen this billionaire, he was like, I got my list, here's my list, and he was like, I understand it now, you know, I focus on these 5 things, and then these 15 other things that I didn't circle, I can spend my time doing on, you know, I can do these things sometimes. And the billionaire said, no. Focus on the 5 things, and the 15 other things avoid at all costs. And what I thought what this really sticks to me, because ever since I started college, I've been doing this 3 focus thing where it helps me make decisions, where if it doesn't fall in line with my health, it doesn't fall in at the time my focus wasn't art, it was learning, and which is still a focus because I'm learning about my art. I'm learning art, and I'm always learning other things, but it's kind of turned into a mind, body, heart thing, whereas before it was a learning, health, and networking. So I've kind of had these 3 focuses rather than the 5, and I even just within these 3 focuses where I am doing my family and my health and my art, I don't know where the other 2 would come from. Sometimes I have a little bit of downtime where I don't feel like I have some time to, like, I'm waiting for something, so like I'll watch a 30-minute show where I'm kind of waiting for something. But this is kind of the thing where I understand that, like, you can't have too many focuses because you begin to thin yourself. And this is one thing where I've kind of thought is, like, I have a lot of things where I do well or I understand, but I've never really mastered something, and I want art to be that thing that I master. And so that's kind of the focus thing. So I'm not sure exactly where what my sign out's going to be, but it's going to be something about, it's either going to be something like keep thinking or pick your focuses. Find your focus. Find your focus. Find your focuses. I think that's going to be it. Find your focuses. Well, today it's going to be find your focuses. All right? So everybody have a good night. Find your focuses.